In this video, we're going to look at fractions and mixed numbers, different operations review. So what is a mixed number? Well, it's a whole number and a fraction combined. A positive mixed number has a value greater than 1, and it's got 3 parts. We've got the whole number, the denominator, which tells you how many parts, and the numerator, which tells you how many parts out of the whole. So in the mixed number 2 3/4, for instance, that would look like 2 wholes and 3/4 of another whole. If we were to put that into an improper fraction form, where our numerator is bigger than our denominator, then it would look like 11/4. We get that by taking our denominator, multiplying it by the whole number, and then adding the numerator. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 makes 11. And as you can see in the picture here, there are 11 parts shaded out of groups of 4. When we add mixed numbers, it's real similar to adding a fraction. So the difference is you actually just have a whole number to combine as well as the fraction. So the first thing you need to do is find a common denominator. Secondly, we add the whole numbers and then make sure that your fraction is simplified if it can be, or don't leave an improper fraction in the final answer. So for instance, in 4 1/3 and 2 2/5, my common denominator would be 15. So I would have 4 5/15, 2 6/15, and I could add the whole numbers together and get 6, and then the numerators together and get 11. So 6 11/15 would be my answer. In the fraction 2 3/4, mixed number 2 3/4 plus 1 2/3, my common denominator is 12. So I have 2 9/12 plus 1 8/12. When I add those, I add the whole numbers and I get 3, and I add the numerators and I get 17/12. So that's an improper fraction itself. So if you think about it, I take one whole, which is 12/12, out of that, and I'm add that to my whole number. So I'm adding one whole to it, and I will get 4 5/12 now. Subtracting is really similar to subtracting fractions. You just have to be careful with regrouping. So my first example, I've got 4 2/5 minus 2 1/4. Well, my common denominator there is 20. So I've changed everything to 4 8/20 minus 2 5/20. So I subtract the whole number first. So 4 minus 2 is 2. And then 8 minus 5 is 3. So that works out 2 3/20. With the second one, though, I've got to do a little regrouping. So I've got 8 1/4 minus 3 5/6. So I've turned this into 8 3/12 minus 3 10/12. Well, since I can't subtract 10 from 3 without getting a negative number, I take one whole away from the whole number, and I add 12/12, which is one whole, over to the fractional part. So it really is 7 15/12. Well, now that makes it a lot simpler. I can say 15 minus 10 is 5, 7 minus 3 is 4. So I get 4 5/12. When we're multiplying and dividing mixed numbers, there's going to be several more videos on how to do this, as this is one of our new standards for this unit. But the first thing you have to do is convert all the mixed numbers to improper fractions. Okay, so to do that, we make sure that our denominator stays the same. We multiply the denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. So in this example, I've got 4 1/3 times 3/4. I'm going to take 4 1/3, multiply 3 times 4, which is 12, add another one, which is 13, or add my numerator. That is multiplied times 3/4. So in this example, and in class, we're going to look at trying to simplify before we multiply. But for this example, I'll multiply it this way. So we just multiply straight across with fractions. It's a lot easier. We do 13 times 3, which is 39. 3 times 4, which is 12. We multiply numerator times numerator denominator times denominator. Well, I don't want to leave it as an improper fraction, so I'm going to turn it back into a mixed number. 12 will go into 39 3 times with 3 left over. I also know that 3/12 can be simplified, so I simplify that into 3 1/4. For division, our process is very similar. I want to take my mixed number, turn it into an improper fraction. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 makes 13. Now, so division, we actually divide by multiplying by the reciprocal. So I take 13 over 3 divided by 3 over 4, turn that into 13 over 3 times 4 over 3. Remember, the reciprocal is just the opposite of a fraction, so I flip it over basically. So when I multiply that, I get 52 over 9. So 13 times 4 is 52. 3 times 3 is 9. I don't want to leave it as an improper fraction, so I'm going to say, well, 9 can go into 52 5 times with 7 left over, and that becomes my numerator. So 5 7/9 is my answer. Thanks.